Okay. We are high fashion tonight with quartz blanket. Um, yeah, this morning, I should say. It's 5:22, and I'm in that day one mama mentality. I think I want to talk about mama mentality today. And the day one type of mindset. Not that it is like the Groundhog Day or that the same thing happens every day or that it's mundane or that we're stuck in a rut. None of that. Because I'm here rejecting like any type of toxic narrative that is, I'll do that, kind of that storyline that is, oh, I'll do it after my kids, when my kids go back to school, then I'll do this. Like that we're somehow that we're putting our lives on hold. Like, absolutely for me, I'm in my lane. I am in laminar, we call it in medicine, laminar flow. Like if you imagine blood vessels, you don't want turbulent blood flow like toward the periphery, toward the sides, or the top or bottom, or like the the sides of the blood flow. If you imagine a tube, you want laminar flow through the middle. That's the most efficient, that's the most healthy, and that's what we're looking for ideal health. And like the heart and the rest of the body is laminar flow, not turbulent, where it's getting swirled and getting um it's it's not healthy either. And so when you have plaques and buildup, then of course, like in a pipe, you won't have that laminar flow because there's some things blocking it. And all that to say, with motherhood, I am fully in my flow of life. Um, and time is another one I want to talk about. Time, for me, like I'm always looking for more time, but I'm also always feeling challenged and, yes, like beautifully grounded in an invitation that time is not the adversary. It's not, oh, I need to find more time in the day or create more time in the day. Like it's there. It's a irrefutable fact that we have 24 hours in a day. Everyone has the same amount, and how we choose to use that, how we get to use that, how we show up for each other and ourselves, how we keep the commitments that we make to ourselves. Like I'm really historically amazing and loyal. And I love that about myself. One thing about myself, I'll always be looking for ways to help people enhance their lives. Like if I see people trying to take a photo here in Maui, common photo destination, I'm running over, like trying to take the photo for them. Some people really just want to take a selfie, but most people want a picture. So not to say I don't have time, or but to be really guarded about your time. I've become very much a no person, like very much honoring my inner introvert, very much knowing and being grounded in that when I choose something, I'm saying yes. When I say yes to something, I'm saying no to something else. So how I spend my time matters. And I choose to spend my time going outside, grounding, teaching, doing us school, homeschool, teaching my children, being curious with them, playing with them, being in the little moments, having conversations with JD that are interrupted by the colorful chaos that's going on around us, choosing to show up for these myself in these moments, keeping the commitment. I've made a commitment to do 100 days of a day one mama mentality, 100 days of showing up in my spiritual gym. Talked about this last night with spirituality. Um, my spiritual gem is writing gratitude journal, and it's diving into the word, the story, the Bible, and allowing it to illuminate truths in my own life and challenges, and how to embrace more of the discipleship, the monk mind. I do feel like I'm a mama monk, thinking like a monk, that Jesus was, and to just dive ever into that, serve it good ways I can serve, ways I can show up for humanity, ways I can use my gifts in kingdom level moments, big and small. Um, so this mama mentality, it has a lot to do with time. I do think that time is a non-renewable resource. Um, so, and I've always resonated with time is the greatest gift you can give someone. Right now, I'm telling myself that I'm worthy of this time, that this time is worthy of me, that's telling my story is worthy, that coming and sharing my thoughts as they actually are organized, but as unorganized and unfiltered and unscripted and unedited as they will be at 5:28 in the morning, um, that this is where I'm meant to be. And so this mentality, mama mentality, it's something we can plunge into joyfully every day, like a polar plunge where you're resetting, you're getting healthier by saying, I get to show up. I think we try all kinds of things. Some moms want to wake up early before their kids, or just we're trying to race to do things before they wake up. That may work, that may not work for me. I basically know that I'm needed before my eyes are even open, like before the curtains have even come up for the show, for the production that's going to be that day. Um, and that's okay. I hit the ground running, and I meet them, and we laugh and we play. And right now, as I mentioned before, we're on this digital fast where I, like many mothers and parents, I don't really like the term like electronic babysitter, but I think it's an understandable term and probably grasped by most people, where um, we seek break solace uh, in our day, and we feel like they're safe when they're watching something that we put them down in front of, and that we determine. And there are lots of like educational shows, and there's lots of ways to rationalize it. And so I'm not saying it's good or bad or wrong. I'm just validating that for myself and our family and our culture, and things that I'm reading right now, and research that I'm diving into, an intuition, mama tuition that I have around interactive screen time. Mainly what I mean by interactive is like handheld devices, iPads, phones, video games. Those are, for me and my babies, not serving them. It's detracting from their frontal lobe function and their ability to be evolving humans. And so right now, my mama mentality is really diving into that. It means more messes. It means more toys. We've gotten out like every single puzzle, every magnetile, every um, wooden block, every Duplo, chalk, markers, crayons, coloring books, all the dollhouses. Right now, every single stuffed animal is like out and was part of our school today. And we taught them all, and we learned their names, and they were like, some of them were misbehaving and some of them weren't listening. And um, some of them were, and they got to come to the front of the class. All the bikes, the trikes, the scooters that we have, we got out there all of their elbow pads and knee pads and wrist guards, and went to the skate park the other day. There's little shredders, little groms. I love having little skater kids. Um, what else? They're gardening. I mean, they've always been into the garden and helping stuff. We've always been an outside family, but we definitely had some unchecked, unchartered, uh, runaway screen time days in a screen-filled summer. And so my mama mentality, bringing it back to that, is saying, I get to do this. I am not going to rely on electronic screen time as a babysitter, as a placeholder, as a way to check out and get dinner ready. Like, they can help me with that. Yes, it might be more messy. What I've noticed is that they've connected even more with nature. They've connected even more with themselves. Their frontal lobe, their executive functioning, their ability to focus is improved. Their mood swings and like outbursts are next to nothing. They don't miss the screen time. Like right now, we're not doing any of it. Like no computer, no phone, no iPad, no TV. And they're thriving, and we're all thriving. And because of it, I've I have my phone in every device here in our technology room, JD's office, my office where we are now, and I keep everything in there. I put my Apple Watch on to work out, like to track some metrics when I do choose to do that. So I guess the only screen time they're having is when they see me working out on Peloton, and they come in and they bring their radio flyer tricycles, and they work out with me, and they pedal, and they get little weights out during bike boot camp, and they work out. But yeah, yard stuff they've been doing, catching like roly-polies and lizards and bringing them to class. And we go to the middle and we play with our friends. We go on the monkey bars and the swings. Um, the My Little Ponies have been trotting out. We've been doing like lots of Uno and games and Flash. Cruz sets up this marble run that he has. We've had puppet shows and shadow puppets. We've gotten out like all these little learning kits. We had a little science kit on chimpanzees, and we're reading about Jane Goodall right now, and then dinosaurs. And Cruz loves learning the facts, Camden too. And right now we're doing gravity and motion and forces. And they don't need the screen time. Like they've already adapted, they've already adjusted, they've already pivoted. And that's such a inspiration to me in my own mentality, my own mama mentality. How can I adjust and pivot and embrace that? I felt to be the leader that I want to be, the servant to them that I want to be, the teacher that I want to be, that I need to be in alignment with those goals. So I keep my phone, so I'm not on my phone in front of them because I don't want them to be like trying to vie for my attention. They don't have to say, Mom, watch, look at this as much. I mean, they still do because isn't that their favorite words? But I'm there, I'm watching. And I find that it's been much more peaceful for me. Have I gotten to emails a lot less? Yes. Is my text response rate much delayed? It is. But I am okay with people and however the reactions are around what they expect of my time, because it's only me who can put protective boundaries around my time. They put peace and serenity and solace and rejuvenation into my time. And right now that looks like my days are colorful chaos and messy magical as they are. And I'm in them fully. And that means disconnecting from consuming other people's stories while mine's playing out right in front of me. So that is my mama mentality right now. I get to show up every single day as a day one type of thing that really resonates with me as an athlete, thinking like, okay, this is day one, you're training for this. And truthfully, I am. I'm training for the Mom Olympics, like we talked about, I'm training for. All the ways I'm going to get to grow my businesses and all the creative ideas that I'm going to have with writing new books and creating new digital courses and speaking and traveling, and continuing to teach my babies and all the conversations that I'll get to have, all the mom conversations. And so it's a day one mama mentality every single day to invest into the colorful chaos and the pace of life, to choose movement as medicine and to pick up heavier weights than I have in the past and just get stronger. My new goal weight is to be strong AF. And then I also like love crushing some cardio workouts because that always resonates with me. Um, whether that's on the bike or usually it's the bike. The mom mentality is a commitment for 100 days to sitting down, telling my stories, speaking life and love over myself, and putting my ideas and stream of consciousness out there to connect, to um, have a mentality that the group of women that I desire to come around me, to challenge me, to uplift me, to encourage and empower me, and that I get to do those same things for, will come from a commitment to myself, and an invitation to up level to other women because I'm taking those steps myself. I think we on a quantum physics level, we can tune into each other's like radio station, or I like to say soul station, right? Like we can find those hertz from a very like cellular organic level and either choose to like align with that or not. But that is my mama mentality right now. It's showing up for myself so that I can be the wife that I want to be to JD, the mom that I want to be to Camden Cruz and Cord and Kai Kai, my fur baby, the creator that I want to be, um, the writer and author that I want to be for my children's books and Dr. Nini, and the champion of queen mamas that I want to be for Mama Mindset, and always as a mula, mom doula, the coach, um, creating the online courses, the speaking, all of it. and the products that I have. So there's so many things that I want to and get to do and get to participate in. Right now, the non-negotiables for me is this mama mentality. It's resting when I can, listening to my body around that, really protecting my energy by saying no to things so that I can show up in this way. Um, Choosing to press play on those workouts every day for mama. Um, Movement is medicine because it changes my whole, like, not changes, but it just ignites within me the reflections that I desire. I oftentimes like will come off of a workout, sit down and start journaling because there's like lots of divine downloads happening, divine nudges. I listen and pay attention to the divine nudges. I have to reach out to people that come through to me. Sometimes I just leave a voice memo. I'm not in my era of calling. It just isn't my best use of time. It takes away from little people that need me, and I don't derive like a lot of joy from it. So I'm probably leaving you a voice text or maybe a regular text message. Um, I'm not against calls, just right now they're not I'm not vibing with them. Um, but I do enjoy like investing in relationships, and know that they benefit and flourish from that watering. Um, yeah, there's just a lot of self-growth, self-awareness, self-compassion and empathy that I'm practicing toward myself. And I want to show my babies, like, we can tell them so many things, but they're going to emulate us. They're going to imitate us, and they're going to take from the actions that I showed them. Those are the kind of like patterns and imprints that are going to be upon their hearts when I hear them say things, of like ways I've reacted to things like, oh, we all make mistakes, like we can clean it up, or they go grab their bikes to come on the Peloton, like they're seeing me. We get to, we choose to, we are strong. They hear me speaking like these mantras over myself. We have a sound bowl that we got the day before we had Camden. It's Tibetan singing bowl, and we still have it. And I found it and I put it on our homeschool desk. And the first couple weeks, like we sometimes we'll do it, we don't do it every day, but most days we'll like sit on the couch or somewhere and we'll take it out and we'll ask people, like we'll go around and we'll say, okay, what do you want your like saying to be for today, your mantra, your anchoring point, and it'll be whatever. I'm strong, I'm courageous, I'm love. And Word learned how to gong it. She takes it out. So now she like seeks it out. She'll climb her little body, like she'll climb up on her little chair and just to get it. But she loves the reaction from us. So she'll take the little stick, whatever it's called, and gong it, and she'll be like, yay. And um, so to see my 14, now 15-month-old today, pursuing and loving Tibetan sound bowl and how those reverberations go through her body and all of us, is incredible. So I want to remind myself that you're here, you're in the moments, and you're not surviving, you're thriving. You are choosing a mama mentality. And in many ways, you're more focused on your own health. You're more tuned in to what you need for your own creative ascension, your own expansiveness as a creator, so that you can show up in all these chosen roles that you have in your life. And I'm proud of you for doing that. I can feel a shift in you and a pivot in you. And day one, it's that like nice anchoring so that it doesn't feel like this long thing of, oh, are we going to get to day 100, or like where are we at in the journey? We're on day one. Like every single day we're recommitting to that day one, because most people can start and do something in a day. And so it's sort of this mental workaround, more of a soft landing place, and also a challenge to say, this is day one. Like every day you're starting over again, because it takes a lot of mental gymnastics and commitment and fortitude and courage to do that. And so you're leaning into your power of vulnerability to come here and speak. And your non-negotiables being movement is medicine, your spiritual gym, and sitting down and telling your story. And beauty will come from that, is coming from that. And truly the landscape of your life is changing because of the way you're treating yourself and the narrative that you're allowing to prevail. And that is one that is, my story is worthy of being told. I am worthy of good things. Abundance is going to flow into my life. Everything is happening for my highest good. How I speak to myself, especially in seasons of adversity and challenge, and when things aren't feeling as harmonious as I wanted, that is the time where we're growing. So, aloha to that. Aloha Friday is over, but it was Aloha Friday, and you had a good one.